Thank you, Ms. Sendak. Start with Dr. Starr. I was reflecting on our former colleague, Senator McCain's famous comment he made in 2014, shortly, I believe, after Russia invaded Crimea, when he said Russia is a gas station masquerading as a country. We look back on Russia's invasion of Ukraine, it's become undeniable that energy security and national security are intertwined. In fact, one could argue energy security is national security, and that Europe's reliance on Russian energy is both a regional security as well as economic risk. My question, Dr. Starr, is do you believe that the development of the middle corridor, as we saw what's occurred now with that historic August 8th signing of the peace agreement between Azerbaijan and Armenia, when we had both President Aliyev and Prime Minister Pashinyan here in Washington, that President Trump got that deal put together. Do you see that as a means to uncork the energy potential of the Caucasus and Central Asia, and how that might change the landscape of European energy flow for the better, especially on NATO's eastern flank?
Important issue. This didn't begin yesterday. It's been more than a decade since the Baku-Ceyhan pipeline was opened. There was so much skepticism about that in this country that we organized a motorcycle run from Azerbaijan on the Caspian all the way to Turkish port of Ceyhan in order to deliver the first oil from Central Asia to Europe by motorcycle. My point is this: yes, it is possible to go through a land corridor for energy from Central Asia, from the Caspian region. However, it would be better to have backups and multiple systems, one that would include across the Black Sea. But if the Black Sea is dominated by Russia and it has its own energy interests at issue, obviously that won't work. So yes, the so-called middle corridor is very important, but at the same time, it can't rely solely on the land route through the Caucasus. It should also have the alternative of a sea route through the Black Sea.
Thank you, Dr. Starr, for your insights on that. Appreciated. Mr. Boyce, I want to continue on this theme of energy security. In May of this year, western states of the Black Sea region began construction of a vertical gas corridor as a means to push energy into starved parts of Europe. Mr. Boyce, do you believe that U.S. allies in countries like Romania would benefit from such a proposal? And could this idea succeed where the Nabucco pipeline and other energy projects have failed?
Yeah, that's a very important question because it gets to this whole question of diversifying routes, diversifying sources, and expanding the options to ensure that energy security, that the countries of that region are secure and don't need to rely on Russian sources, which brings all sorts of opportunities for malign influence, which we've seen over the course of many, many years. Now, usually the discussion is the main principle is that the more projects like this, the better, because the sources of energy that Romania is blessed with enormous resources, hydrocarbons, fossil fuels in the Black Sea and on land. But it's sort of the corridor through which some of the more those countries that are not blessed with those resources need to go. And so this project has been, it's been long in the making, actually, in the conceptualizing. I mean, it actually goes back almost 10 years in terms of when it was first a bright idea in some foresighted people's minds. It's taken quite a long time for it to get off the ground. It's about time that it's happening. It's going to be a good thing when it finally starts to produce the sorts of diverse supplies that the countries that Ukraine needs, that Moldova needs, that Hungary needs, that Slovakia needs, and so we should welcome this and support it in every way we can.
Thank you, Mr. Boyce.